Okay, so if you're in the market for a new job, or maybe a family member is, how will artificial intelligence play a role in whether or not they get that job or are maybe picked in the first place? Lots of questions for Mick Doherty from Dahl Consulting, who joins us now. Dahl Consulting, who joins us now on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. Mick, that's my first question. How extensively right now is artificial intelligence used in hiring people?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me first off. But yeah, it's a great question. So much of the hot topic for this last year has been around AI. For a lot of people, just learning what that is, and now for organizations, is how can we adopt some of these practices and bring within our organization. Currently within HR, it's a little bit of a newer trend. We're seeing only about 5% of professionals are using generative AI around the hiring process. The majority of that is more on creating job descriptions, creating interview questions based off those job descriptions as well too. A lot of almost administrative parts of their roles that can then free up their time to be more focused on the candidate experience.
So, you just said that, and we've talked about artificial intelligence a lot within the last 8 months, like it's this brand new concept. Well, it isn't, and we're seeing things that we've been using, whether it's computers or in other parts of our life, that really all are already in use and have been for many years, that would be considered artificial intelligence. So I imagine the same is true in your line of work, where you're looking for people who are trying to fill positions.
Exactly. Yeah, we're viewing this as a benefit add right now. It's helping just to, again, take on some of the mundane or administrative type of roles and support them. That said, there's a lot more benefits from AI. What we're starting to see now, though, are just different policies that companies are taking to make sure that how they're operating are not creating any unintended biases within the recruiting process. A lot of algorithms, the way they're based, can potentially have some biases that can creep in as well, too. So really trying to make sure that recruiters and HR professionals are using the tool as a benefit add and not solely relying on AI in its current state.
I was going to ask you about the ethics involved in that. So the fear is that maybe some of these algorithms that people rely on may have like or at least what we call an unconscious bias, or that these programs are looking to eliminate those biases in a real human making some of the hiring decisions.
That's the hope long term, is that it should be able to hopefully remove that. But, in current states right now, the way that people use them are going to be a little bit different. So it can create some unconscious or unintended biases. It also can, overlook potentially qualified candidates that might not have those specific keywords built in. When it comes to AI, it's still a bit of an infancy stage. And so there's opportunities where a candidate might be missed just because the algorithm was looking for a specific keyword that happened to not be on that individual's resume.
For a company looking for good candidates, where, like 5 years from now, or maybe even a year from now, where do you see this headed as to how companies or a headhunting firm uses this technology to find good people and the right people to fill jobs?
Yeah, it actually is happening right now. At Dahl Consulting, we've been using AI to help find candidates for really the past 12 months or so. The different tools out there, third-party tools, can help search job boards and then put recommendations in, saying based on the job description, here are candidates that fit the 90% or 95% of the job description. So it can help to source for talent already. This AI is definitely making lives a bit easier. That said, what it does not take out for is still having that human interaction of speaking to candidates, making sure that they are qualified, that they do meet or match their resume, and making sure that recruiters are still taking time to review all the candidates, make sure that, again, that there isn't someone who was missed or overlooked purely just because of an algorithm miscue.
Talking to Mick Doherty from Dahl Consulting about the impact artificial intelligence is having on job seekers and companies seeking to fill positions. Let me ask you this. For someone who is looking for a job and maybe, putting together a resume, is there, I don't want to say ways to game the system, but are there ways to, in this current state where we have, artificial intelligence kind of doing some of the calling here, where you could make your resume stand out or more attractive to get some of those hits with some of these companies?
Yeah, it's a great question, and we are starting to see that happen a little more right now as well too. It is a benefit add for the candidates too. I mean, just different opportunities out there. You can take your resume within the AI and also put in a job description and ask questions based on what are some gaps in my resume based on the job description, or what are some areas that stand out for me, or what are some potential interview questions based on gaps, or what are some potential interview questions overall for this type of position based on my resume. So it can help not only just to clean up your resume, it also can help to prepare you for the potential interviews coming. We're seeing individuals use it to create the cover letters as well too, just to have those cover letters individualized and much more in line with that company, their industry, and the job description.
Mick, just generally, how is it been for your company in finding people, positions, and making sure companies find enough? We hear so many companies in different areas, lines of work, where people say we just can't find the people to fill these positions. Is that still the case? Do you see that changing right now?
It's a weird space. As most have spoken to this last year, there has been a bit of a slowdown in terms of overall hiring trends. Especially the much larger organizations seem to be, more fearful of a recession here, or if it's just been trying to hold on and wait and see a little bit more. We have not seen as much of a slowdown, though, on smaller to mid-sized organizations that have been behind on projects, still struggling to find talent. And we're seeing that still with unemployment rates. In Minnesota, our unemployment rate just moved up from 3.1 to 3.2% in October. That 3.2% is still below our pre-COVID numbers as well, too. So while hiring has slowed down a little bit, we still have 1.5 job postings per unemployed people in Minnesota right now. So it is still a tight market.
Mick, thanks for the time today. Very interesting stuff. We'll talk to you again down the road. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Mick Doherty from Dahl Consulting.